Alright guys, I think we got an official look that's leaked from Avengers Doomsday and Fantastic Four and some other Marvel stuff as well. So let's talk about it. Okay, so our first look here is for a project that's actually canceled, but I believe it was called Iron 3000. And so what that was a grown-up Morgan Stark, which we have here, and then apparently Pepper was going to be in it as well. Not too sure about that 100%. But anyways, it's going to be Morgan, and she's a tinkerer, just like Tony. She takes a lot after Tony. And she's also obviously a racer in this. And so the show 3000, obviously over here it says 3000, 3000's right here, 3000's on the side. That's probably her racing number from the I Love You 3000. So that's a huge thing that kind of blew off just into the, not just the world of Marvel, but the world itself. Everybody used that phrase after Endgame came out for a very long time. These lights kind of look like eyes, so that makes me think that either Friday or some other AI intelligence is actually in control of the car as well. Like obviously she's steering and using the pedals, but I think she'd be able to like talk to it as well. And like the car itself is kind of alive. You kind of see this right here, go up and down like that. So maybe that's when the car talks. That's like the voice that happens. Here you have where it says Ear 616. That's our Earth, or the Earth of Marvel Universe. So that there's that. Voyage 1960, or since 1960. I don't know if that has a special reference to the Marvel Universe or not, or real life. I'm not too sure. I know they went to the 60s, I think, in Endgame. I don't think it was exactly 1960, but either way, that's kind of that reference there. Right here is a Captain America shield, so that's kind of cool. Maybe she knows that that Cap went with him or something. I'm not too sure. And then this right here, can I zoom in right here? No, I guess not. This looks like a Loki horn as well. So I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's this car. And then obviously, real quick, going back, we got Morgan here. Does it say bag or something like that? I don't know. That's weird. And then an Iron Man helmet, kind of classic red and yellow Iron Man. This one, I don't know what character this is, but this would be another racer. A couple different versions of that. And then here, you have, so yeah, see you got the heads up display right here. So I think these are more so eyes. And then, oh wow, okay, so this is an Iron Man. So this looks like the Iron Man suit from Homecoming, I believe. Spider-Man Homecoming, somewhere around there. But look at the eye right here. Alright, so here you got the like the Homecoming-ish or Civil War maybe Iron Man suit. It kind of looks like very similar to it, flying next to Penny, or not Penny. Excuse me, Morgan. And then I can't really tell who's in here. Could just be a random person. But look at the eye right here. The eye's like glowing. So I don't think this would be Pepper in the suit, because this doesn't look like a human. It looks like another android, or like there's no way it's a Marvel zombie. I mean maybe, but I can't really tell. But that's something interesting there. Let's see what's in the next photo. All right, let's see what's in the next photo. Versions of characters, I guess. There's this one over here. This is obviously like Girl Vision, so maybe Morgan creates her own version of Vision. I don't know any of these characters, but just different characters, I guess that'd be racing or whatever. So, okay, I mean, that's a interesting little show. I mean, it could have been good, could have been stupid. Can't really tell just from concept art. I like the idea of Morgan being aged up and kind of taken after Tony. That's pretty cool. So, and not too bad from like a cartoon, but also, again, it's not necessary or honestly even worthy right now of that kind of a show. And Marvel. Like, Marvel's got to do everything they can to get everybody back, and this wouldn't be the way to do that. Next, we have this. Look, this is Hulk and She-Hulk, Jen, his cousin, and then that's most likely Scar, his son, which thankfully his hair grew out because his haircut in She-Hulk was stupid. But also look around right here, over here to the right, and then back behind there, and then there, and over here on the left. These are all Hulk people, which kind of makes sense because one of the leaks for Captain America was that the leader was collecting, I guess, more samples or something like that, or like what he did to Ross with the pills, he was going to do to a bunch of people. Kind of like how Lizard in Amazing Spider-Man made that serum to turn everybody into lizards. I think the leader was going to do something like that in Captain America Brave New World and try to turn everybody into Hulks, so that way everybody's just like crazy. And then so that that could be what this is to an extent. They might have changed the story, obviously. And again, this is just concept art, so nothing is official, nothing's confirmed. This could be in Avengers Doomsday, where they kind of just show up like this already, and everything's split. As you can see here, there's this building back here, this wall, and which, I mean, I don't really know how effective this is going to be, because as Hulks, these guys can jump miles and miles and miles, far and high. I mean, there was even, I think at one point, one of the Hulks could jump planets. So, I don't know really what this wall is meant to be or supposed to do, but who knows? Maybe there's like a dome thing and just the wall's there and they can't get out of the dome or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm getting too far along. But my main thing is that these outfits look sick. These look like Lord of the Rings type outfits or something. They're just very, very like medieval times almost, I guess you could say. And then Hulk, I mean, finally he's got like a little bit of an angry face left. Like, he's probably still smart Hulk, but he's probably just annoyed and pissed off. And so, which is good, because the way they done Hulk is just terrible. And then She-Hulk, I mean, the show, it is what it was. I would probably never go back to rewatch it except for a couple episodes. It started off really strong and then just lost me, and then all the way through. And then especially with Scar, so like, I can't tell, what's he holding right here? It looks like he's holding something right there. I can't really tell. But he looks kind of pissed off too. Like, I wonder if, as like this little Hulk society, they're trying to figure out how to run it, since obviously Bruce Banner's the original one. But who knows? So that's the one for Hulk. Again, this could be a World War Hulk movie. It could be just in a scene in Doomsday. Who knows? So, but this is a very big concept art leak. We haven't heard anything about the Hulk. We literally just had a movie that was part of a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, and Hulk was nowhere in it. So this is very interesting. Let's move on to the next one. Real quick, this kind of looks like the Eye of Agamotto right here. That's interesting. Alright, on to the next one. Here we have a potential new Black Panther. So this could be T'Challa Jr. aged up from a different universe. This could be just original T'Challa from a different universe. I'm not too sure. This could even be King T'Chaka, a young King T'Chaka, T'Challa's dad. And then they could slide him into our new MCU and then give him a son and make that T'Challa and just redo T'Challa like that eventually. I don't know. There's a lot that they could do. But I think this look is very cool. It's different. I like the black and the gold, but it's not like the way Killmonger look. I don't really like his gold, but obviously they're in Wakanda. You could just tell from the surrounding areas. But this is a cool concept art, and I'm interested as to which movie they would show him in. Like, would he be in the post credits for Doomsday? And then it'd be like, oh shit, Black Panther's back. Or would he be in the post-credits for Fantastic Four in the same situation? Like, oh wow, we got a new Black Panther now, and he's going to be in Doomsday. He's here to help. Or would it be in Secret Wars, and then have it just happen there, like on Battleworld, where everything's all separated, and this is the T'Challa or to whoever was chosen for Battleworld. I'm not too sure. There's so many thoughts and theories that can go into it now that this stuff is leaked. I mean, I don't even know if this video is going to make it. I'm sure it will, because my channel's not big, so hopefully that's a plus for me. But yeah, this looks very cool. I have no idea who they have to be an actor. I mean, you can kind of see hints of Chadwick Boseman here, so maybe they tried to like alter it a little bit to where you can still get hints of him, but it doesn't necessarily look like him. Like up here, this eye specifically, and like this kind of side of his face very much resemble Chadwick Boseman to me. But maybe that's just the drawing that's been done. But no, this looks very cool. I'm interested to see who this actor would or could be. So yeah, new Black Panther coming our way. Awesome. Okay, next is something a little wild. We got Star-Lord here, and the way they drew this kind of looks like Chris Evans, but it's not. It's Star-Lord, and White Vision that left at the end of WandaVision, all the way in 2021, I believe. Somehow he's just here chilling with Star-Lord. Maybe he was flying around Earth, and Star-Lord was like, "Yo, I know you." Wait, does he know him? I don't even think they met in Avengers Infinity War, and he died at the end of Infinity War while he was on the other planet. So that's interesting. I'm not too sure about that, but it looks like they're cracking open some beers. I mean, it's probably just Star-Lord. Some wine here, some pizza. No pepperoni on that pizza. That's kind of embarrassing. But look back here. There's like nothing on these shelves. I mean, I doubt they would do that in concept art to go that much into detail. But who knows? Maybe they're watching like this story of Vision's life. I think he already knows everything from what the the Hex version of Wanda's vision had done to him. But yeah, that was a very interesting show, especially the end of it. So I'm curious to see what he's going to be up to. He's supposed to have his own show as well. So who knows if that's going to come up before or after, or kind of intertwined with these movies. I'm not too sure. But he's wearing clothes like Vision was at one point, obviously before he died, and things like that. So again, I don't know why. This just kind of looks like Chris Evans to me, the way they drew him. Obviously it's Chris Pratt, but still. Kind of hyperfixating on that a little bit too much. But also, where are they? Are they at Peter's house? Do they have their own apartment? Are they going to do like a, what was it, Thor and Daryl? When Civil War was coming out, they had Thor's roommate when he was here living on Earth. But yeah, alright, that's interesting. And then also, there's this, who's going to be the villain of that Vision show. And this is a female Ultron. I don't know her name. It just looks like Ultron, and it's obviously a female. So, but, I mean, she looks pretty badass. We'll see what happens or how that came to be. So I'm not too sure. Nothing really too much to go off of here, except, I mean, she doesn't necessarily have the stone, because the stones aren't, they're atoms right now. Nobody has a stone. So unless it's a multiverse variation, and she's got the I believe the red one was the Mind Stone. Or no, the red one was the Reality Stone. So I'm curious. Or maybe it's just a hole in the body that's red, like her eyes. Who knows? Okay, so here we have concept art for the Fantastic Four. This one is really cool. This one's probably my favorite one. It looks like here, I don't know if this debris is from her force fields or whatever, but to me it kind of looks like space. So maybe they might be in space. This looks like this is obviously a water source of some capacity, so maybe they're in space fighting Galactus and multiple of his heralds. Maybe they're fighting Doom, and for whatever reason there's like a water bridgeway or something. I'm not entirely sure. These outfits are obviously very different from the ones we've seen in the trailer. These are all blue, and Thing looks like he only has on one pant leg, so that's interesting. But yeah, again, these are all blue, no white at all. Don't even see the fours on him anywhere. That's Reed back there. His hair's different. He's got a full beard and mustache there, you can kind of tell. So, but the way that she's using her powers right here is really cool, and I like the look. That's like the bubble effect look, like the rainbow look. It shows that in the trailers too. But this is a really cool photo. And I would like, these are probably going to be wheels that's propelling them forward. I mean, if this is even a real thing. Again, this is just concept art, so these probably aren't even real things. But still, I think it's cool. It's probably my favorite one. This looks like there's another water bridgeway somewhere else. Who knows? So here we have, kind of similar to what we got in the trailers, of a suit, and this is obviously Sue Storm. This kind of looks like Aubrey Plaza right here, so I wonder if she was in the running for Sue Storm before she became Lady Death in Agatha. But either way, there's a baby here. There's a big-ass baby. But there's a baby here, which is going to be her and Reed's son. So this is an interesting photo, just because they don't have a baby anything in the trailers yet. I mean, I don't know if they're going to give that away or not. I would assume they wouldn't. But now that this stuff is leaked, if it's true, maybe they will. So here you got them playing. You got the little baby Nathaniel, or Franklin, I'm sorry. Wait, is it Franklin or Nathaniel? One of the two, I forget which one. All the names kind of like take after their grandfathers on each side, so they start to confuse me. These look like different variations of Herbie's head, I guess you could say. Kind of like this one looks like R2-D2 a little bit. But there's this as well that kind of looks like his head right there. Obviously, this is Reed. And here's Susan. This one looks more like Vanessa Kirby compared to this one over here. And then here we got Johnny. And then they're just playing with a little baby. I like this little floating device. It's kind of cool. It keeps it that futuristic style while also staying in like that 60s era. And then obviously his shirt right here, it says Fantastic Four. So maybe they're just supporting their own merch. She's got a Fantastic Four shirt as well. Looks like this one could be a 4 right here. I'm not too sure what this reads right here, but maybe he's having some coffee or some hot chocolate. She's reading a book. I wonder what she would be reading at this moment in time, watching her son play. But either way. But look at the look of shock on her face, and these dudes are just like not surprised. So it's like, it's almost like this baby said the word like titties or something like that, and she's like, what? And these two guys are just like, yeah. But I don't know. But either way, this would be cool to see. I'm so excited for this Fantastic Four movie. I think it's gonna be awesome. So here again, we got the five of them again. The baby looks a little bit more grown up. Pedro's mustache is not there. Thank God, that mustache is stupid. They continue to have their own merch. So you got Ben, it's clobbering time. You got that. You got Johnny's Fantastic Four merch here. It says Flame On right there. That's obviously his catchphrase. And then they're just wearing their typical blue. Susan's all done up, looking cozy. Pedro's reading like some fancy science book. And he's asleep right here. So and he's just recording them. I bet the quote's gonna be like, "Oh, but whoa, this is a modern phone though." Real quick, sidetrack. So they're set in the '60s, but it's a futuristic '60s. But how are their phones? I don't think we've seen a phone in the trailer. So maybe they're projected to our time, and they've caught up on cellular devices, or maybe now also they have it in that time era of the '60s. That's interesting. So real quick, but I guarantee Johnny's mouthing off saying something smart like, "Yeah, you wanted to love science so much you fell asleep to it," or something. So, and then here you got Susan Storm. Again, this is probably very early concept art before they actually casted someone, because this doesn't really look like an actress in particular. But she's reading something. She's probably just checking, reads math or something. I'm not too sure. And then you got the baby here wearing some Spider-Man clothes, trying to jump over couches or whatever they're doing, like all babies do. They don't know what they're doing. They just keep falling. So, but you could see her using a little force field to catch him. So that's kind of clever, and that'd be fun too, just to show like that mom side of having superpowers and like how they can like kind of cope or be able to use the be able to use their powers where like a regular human couldn't. Because if your kid's falling like that, in real life, you ain't catching him. He's falling. But so let's see. All right, now here. We have, again, these are all futuristic buildings. Obviously, okay, so this is Silver Surfer. Let me get there first. This is Silver Surfer, female Silver Surfer, Shala Bal. But this is also still in the past, or not in the past, but on their separate universe, because this is a very futuristic style of a building. And also you see the four up here, all the fours. So maybe they have their own, like, their own stadium, or like maybe somebody dies and they have their own memorabilia area. I'm not too sure. Kind of like how Superman had that big statue in Justice League. So I'm not sure. And then this is Reed right here. I'm not too sure what this box is. I doubt that would be the Tesseract. The Tesseract has played such a huge part in the MCU, but I doubt it's that, because she doesn't have it here. So it's almost like it just like appears from somewhere. So that's it. Well, this is the previous version though, so now it's changed. Interesting. Okay. So I'm not too sure. Maybe this is her, like, it's just a vision box that shows, like, hey, Galactus is coming, and here's what happens. And then she shows Reed, and Reed's like, oh, fuck. So, I don't know. Very interesting. We didn't see Silver Surfer in the trailer, but now maybe we will. And maybe this isn't even in the movie. I'm trying not to get too excited, but this stuff's awesome. Just wait till we get to what's going to happen next. And then here you got the four of them again. Just chilling. Ben's got an entire turkey to himself, but he looks happy. He looks happy. All the other versions of the Thing just like hate life, which I mean I don't blame them. He can't turn off his powers like everybody else can, which sucks. But we got a little toaster oven back there. Sue's chilling here. Reed. It looks like they're all looking at Reed, but Susan's looking at something else, and so is Reed. Reed doesn't look like he's looking at Ben or Johnny. So maybe they're looking at the baby, and the baby's doing something wild. And then they're just looking now, and that's them looking at the baby's parents, being like, yo, you guys created this thing? Yikes. So, but anyway, you still got their little robot in the back. This looks like it would come at a time where in the trailer, he was adding like the garlic to it or whatever. So that'll be interesting to see if a situation like this shows up. But they also could have just gone back from battle. Because you see, or a test or something, because you see, I believe this would be Johnny's shirt, and it's got the 4 right there. So like this 4 has been a big thing in everything. So like usually they didn't get the 4 until they became the team and got their powers and everything like that. But it looks like the 4 was probably going to be there, implemented before they even got their powers. I'm not too sure. Obviously here they already have their powers because Ben's the Thing, but I wonder if they were just known as like the Fantastic Four and they just stuck with the name once they got their powers. That would be interesting. Okay, here we got another one involving Star Lord, and who else is there? You have Wong, you have Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop, you have what Stinger or whatever her name is, Ant Man's daughter, and then you have Ms. Marvel. She's just enthralled with what Wong's talking about. So maybe Wong's talking about like the Infinity War battle, and she's just so amused by it. And then you got Billy over here. Maybe he's talking to. He looks kind of sad, so maybe he's talking about Wanda, and Billy's like, "Oh man, my mom." And then this is Tommy. I have no idea who this actor is, but that looks like it would be Tommy. So maybe they're just going to introduce him, and he's just going to be there. They don't need to do like an Agatha season 2, or like a Billy and Agatha show. They might just have him found. So I'm not too sure who that actor is. I think the closest person who he looks like would be the guy that plays Newt, in what was it, in like Maze Runner or something like that. But he's also in like Nanny McPhee and some Keira Knightley movie. He was pretty well known for a little while there in the early to late 2000s. And then here you have this green goopy guy that's obviously part of the X-Men. He's got a big X on him. I don't know anything about this character, never really heard of him, so I can't say much on it. But he looks like, while she looks amused, he looks like, that's all you got to offer, bro? And then Chris Pratt over here, he looks like he looks like he's about to say, that's not how the story went. And then the rest of these guys, I mean, they're obviously looking another direction. So I don't know what's going on here. This little bar area or a candlelight ceremony. It looks like they're kind of back in space. It doesn't look like something that would be on Earth. This looks like something that would be on nowhere, actually, where Peter Quill, not where he's from, but where he's like been with the Guardians. So I'm interested to see how this like little team gets back together. I mean, more than half of these are the Young Avengers, as it was, or West Coast Avengers, or whatever they're gonna do. So I'm not too sure, but this is a cool scene, just seeing like the old and the new kind of together. I like that, and then even in the new with this little gloobly glob guy over here. But yeah, so that's cool. I wonder if this is real, how it's going to change, if they're actually going to have these actors and characters there, or if it's going to be, or if they're going to switch them out. Okay, so now here comes the big kahuna. This comes the one everybody's going to be talking about, everybody's going to be excited about, and nobody's going to know what's going on. But here it is. This is our first look at Doctor Doom, and he looks sick. There's not much green to him except his eyes, which maybe that's just the concept art, but there's a lot of gray. But I guarantee if they add some green in there, oh man, it's gonna be cool. And these gloves, I love these gloves. They look like these little indentations. Look like they could fit the 10 rings that Shang-Chi has. So maybe you do like 5 and 5, or like a little bit on each one. It looks like he could steal those rings and take them, and I could just see him turning. Okay, so here's my thing too, just real quick. If these are slits to hold those bangles, or not the bangles, those rings. The rings originally were blue, and then they changed to yellow. And when you mix blue and yellow, what do you get? You get green. So I guarantee he's gonna put the rings on right here on each side, and you're gonna see him transform from blue and yellow to green, the Doom green. It's gonna be so cool. I hope that's what they do. This chair is awesome. He's in his throne, probably in that area where he's from. The hood's cool. Everything about this is just cool. You just see this and you're like, oh, damn. Like, that's way better than Kang. And I liked Kang. I wanted them to finish Kang's story. So real quick, I'm going to go to a different version of this picture that I have and point something out. It's not as good of a version, but it's more zoomed out. There's these little fire things right here. But what's surrounding these fire things, like the holder, it reminds me of Kang's ship. So I think he's going to go around the multiverse and just slaughter the Kangs and take their time ships and just use them as memorabilia or whatever, and just basically as like a fuck you, I'm the one in charge here. So I doubt it. Probably won't be the thing, but to me, I'll pop up a picture of Kang's ship right here. To me, this kind of looks like that. So I don't know, but yeah, that was a quick little thought that I had on that. And then final picture coming up. So for the final picture is this, and it's obviously not as in detail as the other Doom picture. Obviously, he's got some white here, a little bit more gray, and then a little bit of the lighter like clips that hold his cape. And it's very medieval-ish, which is why it kind of reminds me of this right here. So I think while this is going on as well. So it looks similar. So, but there's a lot of stuff to look into here. So, obviously that's Doom. This is obviously a child, and this child could be the child from the Fantastic Four. Just aged up a little bit. Maybe either Doom aged him up or time has passed since Doom took over. I don't know when Doom's going to come in and everything like that. But that could be... I mean, I doubt it's his own son, but I think that's going to be Reed and Sue's son. I've seen some people think that this might be Sue right here, and Doom just kind of took Reed's family and just made it his own, and either mind wiped him or tricked him or changed reality or something. I don't think that's Sue though. I think Sue is right here. Right here. Oops. Right here. This looks like a lot like Vanessa Kirby to me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is her. I think this is going to be Scarlet Witch, if I'm being honest with you. The hair looks a little bit more red. Again, this is just concept art. It might not even be real. But this looks a little bit red compared to this right here. And just her facial structure looks a lot like Vanessa Kirby as well. Now here, I can't tell who this is. I've heard rumblings of that it being Reed, which would kind of make sense because Doom and Reed have a big rivalry. And maybe Sue is holding him like this on chains because Doom will say, hey, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to kill your kid, or something wild. I'm not too sure. But to me, this just doesn't look like Pedro Pascal. It looks more like frickin' Zelensky, if you ask me, but no comment. But yeah, I'd be interested to see like if this happens, who it's going to be, if it's going to be Reed, if this is even going to be Sue, stuff like that. And then again, I think this is going to be Scarlet Witch. Apparently there's a comic book that came out that's canon to the MCU, and she was stuck in like a cryo tank or whatever in the TVA, so Doom might go and steal her and be like, hey, you want a family? You almost destroyed your world to have a family. I can give you a family. And then that's how he's going to take this kid, and she's just going to be happy to have a family. Not too sure. And then also right here, who is this? This is my boy Strange. His second movie sucked, but the character is awesome. This is definitely Strange. You can see the streak right there. This looks like Benedict Cumberbatch from the side. Right now, Doctor Strange, he's out in the middle of nowhere. If you saw the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, he's literally in the middle of nowhere, out in like a different dimension and realm. So how he gets a hold of Doom or Doom gets a hold of him or whatever, or this is a variant from the one that we have in our Earth, I don't know. But this is cool. Maybe he's trying to play Doom and be like, yeah, I'm on your side. And then he's just slowly trying to like gather. Maybe time's gone on longer for him because of whatever area or world or realm he's in. So he's just slowly just adding up the times. Maybe he went to see all the futures again and be like, okay, how do we get everything back to normal again? So, I don't know. But it's so exciting to see him not in chains, but on Doom's side. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And I feel like this is a pretty important character because they have this big red cloak on and their face is blacked out. So, I mean, maybe this is another Doctor Strange variant just hiding. Maybe this is our Doctor Strange hiding, or he's just about to show up and try to cause some chaos. Over here, this pirate-looking guy. This could be a Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man variant. Obviously not being Iron Man, but it could just be Tony. I mean, he has the facial look of it, I believe. Just in my opinion, this literally could be anybody. And again, this could possibly not even be real. But I think among here are going to be either like Avengers or other characters that are just now being present, or just kind of come out of nowhere. I'm not too sure. But I think these are all going to be characters that we know about that are being held captive and hurting or whatever. So no, it's all very interesting. So that was it, guys. That's the stuff that's leaked today, or at least most of it that I was able to get before everything was shut down. I don't even know if this video is going to get shut down or not. I hope not. Hopefully this video blows me up, so we'll see what happens. But not blows me up in the bad way. I mean, gets me some subscribers and viewers. And by the way, like and subscribe. And if you have any other like thoughts or theories, comment on them. Let's get this stuff going. This is the ball getting rolling on Avengers 5 and 6, and it's so exciting. I didn't make YouTube videos in the time of Infinity War and Endgame, and I wish I had the idea to do so. It just never occurred to me that I wanted to, and now I love doing it. It's so much fun, and the fact that I'm going to be here making videos around the time of Doomsday and Secret Wars, where they're literally combining all of Marvel together that's ever existed. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so much fun. So be on the lookout for some more stuff like this, because as they start filming this Avengers Doomsday movie in the next month, it's going to be non-stop for the next, 2.5 years. It's going to be so much fun. So, again, let me know what you thought. Like, comment, dislike, subscribe, all the good things. And hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and have a great day.